This is a story of a missing boy who never came back home. His name is Jayden. Jayden was 12 years old and lived in a tiny rural town tucked into the green hills along the west coast of Jamaica. His grandparents, Miss Icy and Mas Roland, had raised him since he was a baby, and though their hands trembled with age and their backs bent low, their home was always warm, bright, and filled with laughter. Jayden was a spark of that laughter. Industrious, kind, and clever, he fetched water from the standpipe, fed the chickens before dawn, tied out the goat, did everything he could to help Mas Roland in the small yam fields behind the house. But ever so often, when the evening breeze cooled the dust in the yard, Jayden's heart grew heavy. His mother, who lived far away on an island he had never known, was only a fading memory. She lived in a hard environment. Heard she had given him to his father because she could not feed him. The only proof she existed was a single worn photograph tucked in an old biscuit tin. A young woman with warm eyes, smiling as though she hoped someday he'd smile back. The house grew noisier when Jayden's little cousin, 2-year-old Zuri, came to live with them. Zuri was all bright laughter and unfiltered curiosity. He loved climbing anything taller than himself, loved running from anyone who tried to hold him still. Jayden adored him, but the boy was a handful, and the grandparents were too old to keep up. So Jayden became babysitter, guardian, and playmate all in one. Then one day, Zuri's mother, Jayden's aunt Marlena, returned from America. She stepped out of the taxi like she stepped out of a glossy magazine, gold earrings, long nails, perfume heavy enough to follow her like a shadow. Everyone in the town whispered about her beauty, and soon a steady line of suitors gathered at her door. Marlena enjoyed their attention. She did not enjoy Jayden. Whatever the reason, she resented him. She piled chores on his small shoulders and left him in charge of her son while she parted with strangers who drove shiny cars and talked sweet but slippery words. Then came the day that changed everything. The grandparents had gone to Savlamar to buy medicine, leaving Jayden alone with little Zuri. Jayden begged him not to climb the mango tree, begged, pleaded, but the boy scrambled up anyway, laughing. Before Jayden could reach him, there was a crack, a slip, a scream. Zuri hit the ground, howling, clutching both legs. By night, the doctors confirmed the worst. Both legs were broken. The grandparents were devastated. Miss Icy's grief turned sharp and fearful, knowing Marlena would soon storm home from her weekend escapade. She panicked. She beat the boy brutally, as if beating him might spare him something worse. Jayden lay aching and bruised on a thin mattress when Marlena arrived home, reeking of rum and perfume. Her screams echoed through the house as she saw her son in casts. "Jayden must pay," she spat, but Miss Icy insisted Jayden had gone to school. He had not. That night, the moon rose bright and round like a lantern guiding the desperate. Jayden packed his school bag with a shirt, a pair of shorts, his little savings, and the fading photo of his mother. Then Jayden slipped out into the night. By dawn, the bed was empty. By noon, the search had begun. By nightfall, the whispers spread across the hill. The boy was gone. Some said he boarded a bus for Kingston. Some said he followed the shoreline west, hoping for a boat to take him to the island his mother lived on. Others believed he hid in the forests beyond the river, waiting for a chance to slip away forever. But no one really knew. Hey, my Twisted Tale fanatics, that is part 1 of Jayden's story. I hope you have enjoyed it. Do not forget to stay tuned for part 2, which drops soon. Yes, man, I'm not gonna make you wait too long, you know. Anyway, the story was interesting, wasn't it? And it also teaches a lesson. Absolutely. So far, you can see that Jayden was an industrious boy, and instead of treating him with value, they treated Jayden like a servant. Sounds familiar? Yes, it does. But you know what is even worse? How it is that we take certain things for granted when it comes to our children. Some people see children as a pawn in their game rather than valuing them as a blessing. And some mothers out there are childbearers. They're not mothers, you know. Them literally just spit out the pity them and them no look back not once. Many children suffer neglect in our country. And I honestly think that Jayden's story is a reminder of the fact that we need to do better to protect our minors, protect them from neglect and from harm. I wonder what will happen to Jayden after this journey, and I wonder how it will turn out. Do not forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and click that bell so you are notified when part 2 of Jayden's story is told.